Okay. I'm like 10 minutes late. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But first of all, hello everybody. So I'm looking at something before we properly start. We are... First of all, turning down the music a little bit. It's very loud on my end. Okay, that should be a bit better. So hello! I'm just making video capture a bit more optimal. Doing a little bit of zoom. And doing focus basically. Let's see how good the focus is if I do... Where is it focused? Up to this, right? So this is nearly perfect with the focus. Yep. This is nearly perfect. Okay. Let's see. And then we need to do a bit less contrast. A bit brighter. And enhance. Like this. Saturation. This seems to be like pretty much correct color. I hope it's not too dark. It's a bit dark still. Maybe we are doing a little bit of like brightness. Yeah, this is like a bit better. Okay. So, hello and good evening, everybody. Does everybody hear me? Yeah, you should be able to. So today we are doing a bit more painting. Maybe a bit more concentrated than yesterday, but yeah, we will see. You know what's a bit annoying? That like the color here pressed through. I need to see if I find a new sponge. Because that sponge, like, I don't know why, but all the color pressed through. Which is a bit annoying. Yo! What's good? I do not know why the song stopped. I'm a bit confused. I'm doing fine. How are you? I think my player crashed. So anyway, I'm doing fine. How are you doing today? I had a horrible day at work. Let's say it like this and leave it at that, right? Work was absolutely horrible today. There was like so much shit going on that was like not good, to be honest, but hey, can't win every day. So, we look at the mini. So the mini at the moment, you don't see the blue very much. It's like a very dark blue. We're going through that today and make that a bit brighter because this is like one of the more distinct parts of the model. But yeah, it is what it is. Exactly. I cannot be like hung up about this, so I'm not hung up about this. Very, very easy. So let's start with the blues. So yeah, but like in general, it is what it is. Nothing bad happened. It was just like an exhausting day at work, because like at the moment we're going into like so not to talk too much about my company, right? But like we had like reduced production for the rest of the year, and then like we got a new customer, so at the moment we are like producing a bit more. And the problem is that everyone is like now in pre-Christmas time, so like day by day people go into like their well-earned Christmas vacation, right? And like I am there for like in between the days, so I'm like there for like New Year's and stuff like that. And now more and more work comes in, and we have less and less people. It's nothing dramatic, right? It's like it is what it is, but it was like very unfortunate timing that we like. It is fortunate timing that we got a new customer, because like as you may know, the world economy at the moment is like not the best. So people producing is always a good thing for us. I'm not saying I'm pregnant. Just say you're pregnant, dude. But it's like again, like nothing like bad. There's something weird going on with the color. One sec. I'll try to color correct a bit. But yeah, like it's good that we have a new customer, and it's like very well that we are like doing work, right? It's like the work is like the most important stuff, right? If you don't have like something to do, or like if the economy is shit, like your company basically having the possibility to like produce and earn money is always good, right? Not talking too much about like my company, of course. Dude, I don't know what setting it is. Holy shit. They need to turn up so you can see blue better. But yeah, like it's like again, like everything is like fine. Was just a bit exhausted because we have like I have basically like working colleagues, me included, even though I'm like at the moment they're superior. Working colleagues left at the moment. We have like yeah, with me included, we have like 3 people, and at the moment like there's like more stuff raining in, so it feels like we're like 10 people. Like we're doing work for like what feels like 10 people. Like my colleagues are busting their asses. Yeah, that's a bit better with the color. It's a bit colder than like yellow. I had like the Mexico filter all over my model. If you know what that is, I think so, you're right? You're like meme enough. Oh god, that's very thick. Oh my god. That's very thick blue. Oh my god. He has Captain Falcon's color scheme now. I mean, that is like kind of true, like a bit reversed, but yeah. Like it generally is like very Captain Falcon colored. But I actually like how much thought he put like into the color scheme when right, and did that because like he said basically with like the backstory that like of course he's like not part of the Empire, right? But like of course he wears the Empire's colors, and then like with like the blue and silver, which is like House Von Bristle colors, silver and blue. He actually made note of that and said, okay, I want to have like both incorporated with like the background of my character, which is actually something I really enjoy about like the design choice of this. I really enjoy the very, very bright blue contrasting with like the darker reds. Like in contrast to like I really like that the entire party of us has like even though it's like a bit red heavy in some aspects, right? But everyone has like some distinct colors going on. Feels like everyone is like a ranger, you know? Because like we have like you saw the Mechanicus trailer. No, I did not. Okay, we have done one layer of blue. Yeah, I haven't watched the Mechanicus trailer. I actually have to say, like, I'm at the moment not interested in Mechanicus 2, since I have not played Mechanicus 1 up to this point. Which is a shame because it's basically like the precursor game to Chaos Gate, which I love dearly. I'm still thinking about buying the Imperial Knights, dude. I still have them like in my gun breathing. What do you mean with gun breathing? Or do you mean gun breaking? The Mechanicus, yeah. Again, like I need to actually play at some point Mechanicus. I haven't played it up to this point. I actually wanted to, and then I did not. I don't ask me why. I don't have a real reason for that. I even own Mechanicus. I've never played it. But yeah, I'm like one click away still from buying like a 2000 point. Oh, dude. Fuck. 1 second. Sorry, something came up. Give me like... Dude, why is this still happening with the pauses? Give me just like 5 minutes, right? I'll be right back. Sorry, just need a second. Promise I will be back. Heilige Scheiße, dude. Oh my god. Ugh. Sorry. Am I back? I hope so. Hello. I have returned. Sorry, took like a second longer. Because work called. Sorry, that was like actually important. So anyway, I'm back. You have my boys Salamanders Alpha Legion. No, again, I don't. So again, I will say it again. What I'm buying, if I am getting an army, which I have prepared, round about 2,000 points, plus minus 10. More like minus 10 than plus, but like what I want to build is an Imperial Knights setup for like actually like the tabletop game and not Kill Team, because you cannot play Knights in Kill Team. I wish you could, but you cannot. Otherwise I would build like a single knight that is like the carry of my team. So we are building like a single knight, and that like not a single knight, we are building a freelance is what I want to do, because I want to like do my own knight house and stuff like that. But I'm not 100% sure if I should buy or not, because we have like so many Grey Knights. As you saw last time, we have like I have like half an army of Grey Knights that are like waiting to be painted and built. So I would either do that as like like get a single knight or something like that, right? So again, like we have at the moment like a very well, very glossy blue, which is fine. We will get to like more matte colors later. So where was I? Right. So yeah, I had a call from like work, and then like after that, my parents wrote me and they were like, "Can we call for 5 minutes because Christmas?" And then I put that as well. I'm sorry, but that was actually important to me. So good thing is I still have like the how it should look. Again, not with a Glock. I'm not doing the Glock. I have like the picture in front of me. So what we need to do is the boots are like this, like anthracite, like very like dark gray, and same goes with like the gloves. The gloves have like this like leap over where they, if I go a bit closer, there's like the fingers. They're like fingerless gloves, and then it goes into red. And from red up until here, it goes into like the black, right? That's the idea. And that goes like for the other side as well. The biggest problem is we have like little gold accents here, here, and here. The same with the silver accent on the middle of the belt. As well as like the belt strap. There's like a strap in the middle of the belt that we probably need to be very careful when painting with silver. There's also like silver like emblem up here. Pretty much like that's it on the shoulder. So we need to think about how we incorporate that as well. We need to make the face a bit brighter, like a few levels brighter, because it's more like a, so the old model of him had like that had like a bluish tint. This model has like a little bit of like a bluish purple tint. So I'm like trying to like distinguish the model in that regard. You cannot, of course, that's very important to say, I will not be able to like incorporate every little detail on this, because I can literally not see some of the details because it's a 3D print. I know it's crazy, but that's like the sad world we live in. Yeah, it's like we mix some grand purple, and then like for the last layer, I will probably basically wash it with like a very light blue, just so it's like a bit washed and has like this like blue accent on like the entire layer, right? That's the idea here. I'm not 100% sure if I do that, but that's at least the plan. But for that to work, we need to think, okay, what colors do we need to paint? And I would start personally with the red again. Because we have like so much red and we can go with like higher layers of the red now. And think about what is brighter red, right? Magneto colors. It's pretty much Magneto colors in many regards, right? It's like Magneto and like with Captain Falcon. But yeah, I love the colors of my models, of my players' models. So for example, I will pull up the party as it is right now. 1 second, I need to go to my showcase and get my model. Whoa. Okay, I got to my new showcase. Ugh. So at the moment, like our party, like our player characters are like Donato. I think I painted him on stream as well. With many like purples. We will redo some, like a little bit of layering because he's like not 100% finished actually. But yeah, like he's like a bit more purple. In contrast to like Maxence, which is our party mages, heavy armored mages. Oh shit, that's why you don't do that above like a painting surface. Okay, everything's fine. He's also not 100% done, but I'm still reconsidering if we do a reprint on that model. But like he's like very much like metallic colors, right, with a bit of red. Then we have like Cedric, who's like very white bluish. Of course, like with the contrast with the red like tiefling colors, right? And like with the green that I worked with. And then we have like him who will be very dark colors. So we have like a very nice mix of like red and blue colors actually. Like everyone has like something like red tone, like tonally red and tonally blue, which is like very nice for like the party composition. But everyone is like very unique in their like other colors. Okay. Before you ask, I drank some. Time for a little bit of water. So anyway, we're taking one of my darker reds, which should be Carmine Red or Red. They're so similar, but I think this one is a bit darker. Like it's like a little bit of darker. I tried to do, basically what I'm trying to do now is the pants and everything around the pants. But I will need to mix the colors a little bit. I cannot do bright red, like basically a bright red onto that dark red. That looks like ass. So we're mixing like the color from yesterday with like a red and hope that something good comes out. Because I believe... so anyway, yeah. It's like actually like very good. So, what's going on elsewhere in like my life? So today I aside from like the stuff we like talked about yesterday, like today I was like talking like personally to like someone. I had like a very important talk today, and it at least looks like there could be like something good coming in the future for me, work-wise. But yeah, we will see. I wish that when the talk started, they would give me like a nice Christmas present and say, yeah, by the way, next year you're promoted. That would have been nice. Like, definitely like black on white promoted, but still hoping, still coping, you know. I'm also, which is like also kind of fun to be honest. I'm also like when I went home from work, I actually met like one of my exes. That was a bit bizarre. And they said hi, and I was like, oh, hi. So I don't know what that was all about, because I'm like not looking to rekindle anything. TBH. Especially at the moment, like I always feel like people who get together like shortly before Christmas don't want to spend the holidays alone. I want to spend Christmas with my parents, so hooray for that, right? By the way, since I have like people here who like 40k, so our mod Tadrin asked me about 40k, and she asked me like about a gift for a friend who plays Nurgle, who has basically an army. That's like the first thing. Who has basically an army. So I was like thinking about like giving advice, but like basically everything I gave as advice was like met with, okay, no, that friend has it. We got McFish, right, exactly. Like I was like thinking about like what is the best like Nurgle player present, right? So, like, just to have a friend out, right? And I was, like, thinking, like, because, like, money limit is apparently around about 100 euros. So, I was, like, thinking Demon Prince, right? But then I was met with, like, they already have a Demon Prince. And I'm like, I mean, does it hurt to have, like, 2 Demon Princes? I think you could feel 2, but, like, just like one as like a backup Demon Prince, right? Just go funsy with it. I mean, isn't the rule like you can never have enough plastic crack? A Rhino and bits. Yeah, that would be also something. A Rhino. Maybe I give that advice later, pass that advice later on. It's obviously Asmongold. Dude, Asmongold would definitely be a Nurgle player. Like if Asmongold would play fantasy, right? He would like definitely play Skaven and a mix between like Skaven and Nurgle. Maybe like I don't know if you can sub for like Nurgle with Skaven in like Age of Sigmar, but if you can, then yeah. But like, you can never have enough plastic crack. Yeah, that's like the main thing that I was like thinking. But yeah, I think if someone has like a good idea, because I can't do nothing with Nurgle. It's like one of the armies. Like if I had to play Chaos, I would probably play Nurgle. But like I do not play Chaos, and I will never like playing Chaos. I don't need to have my models but edgy. Like demons are like at least like a bit different, yes, but I just don't want to have my same models but edgy. I mean, there's always like for Christmas presents, there's always like the idea of getting the box of skulls for like 20 euros or whatever it was, where you have like only skulls in the box. I'm looking into like what color I pick next. If I pick like, if I let the color rest a bit, because most of it should be dry again. Because I did not thin down much on the model. Maybe I'm like getting with on with the next color before I do something else. Let's make a brighter tone of that as well. Why not? Let's take this. But yeah, again, for me, like I would actually like think about getting like mine. Like again, I just need to press pay, and then I have like an army of like Imperial Knights. But again, I'm as you may have noticed, I'm struggling with that because I'm like just not doing that because of the Grey Knights I have still. That's like a problem for next year's René, I think. The biggest Christmas present someone could make me, by the way, would be inventing the 48-hour day. Bro, I don't know how I made pink. I didn't want to make pink. I made pink. That's bad. Give me more of this. That was way too much. Oh my god, that was way too much. Oh my god. Color wasted. Ah, I need to give money to Vallejo. Why is like everything weirdly purple? That's the first time I'm fucked up color mixing, I think. Can I even save this? One sec. Let's look at the model again. Yeah, I could do something with that. If I got one drop of like more red. Oh, this will be very, very bad. I need to thin that down very extensively. This would be more of a wash than like anything else, but I can work around this. Okay, let's try to like unfuck this. This is not good. I have ideas what we could do with that color. Bro, this is such a waste of color that I did there. Fuck. I'm trying to do very thin layers right now to get the color actually a bit like to make like a bit of like a highlighting of this. For like the higher layers. Good thing that Bob Ross told me how to like deal with fuck ups during painting. Thanks, Bob. Wherever you are right now. So I need to vent about something. I just realized something. I need to vent about one thing. So we had like with our Pathfinder group, we had like that pizzeria we were ordering at, right? And that pizzeria was really, really good. Really good. For the price they had, it was fucking awesome, right? It was an awesome pizzeria. The problem with that pizzeria is now they've like raised prices in terms of like they had like like an offer where you could like order pizza with like 3 toppings for like a nice price. Say it like this without giving away too much information, right? You could like get a very good pizza out of that. So what like happened is Now when you order there, you can order that pizza, but every topping costs something. So they give you like the option to make a pizza with 3 toppings, but you can also do customize a pizza. So for me, it feels like very like, and I mean that 100% honest, it feels like a bit predatory. That like the offer is there, but now the toppings cost money. Because there's like still the pizza, like create your pizza thing, where you get like your pizza with like the toppings for like basically the same price is the thing, right? So basically like this is like a trap where like you get a pizza under like the thought that you get like the offer, but the offer costs like normal money now. Dude. Now let's take a bit of red. So yeah, like I need to vent about this because that is like fucking annoying, dude. That pizzeria was so good and they fucked themselves on the knee. Like literally, like this is like borderline like stupid what they did. Maybe it was like sustainable like for them to have like that offer, but like we ordered there like with 5 people every Friday. 5 people? 5 people.
Very special show. Magical show. Magical.
And like that is disappointing now. Like I don't have a problem to order at them still, but like we talk about like 50% higher prices on like the average pizza, which is a lot, like actually. I want to thin this like very much because I want to glaze over this with like the red. Why is this happening again? Because I have the timer on off. Like what I was talking about was like the time on like YouTube videos. So anyway, dude, why is there so much red covering right now? So yeah. But I'm interested, like, actually in, like, in general stuff, by the way. I'm interested in what EA fucking does it with Battlefield right now. Just jumping the topic quickly. Because, like, I have been, like, playing Battlefield very much during the last weeks. And I'm, like, going through my Battle Pass every week. I do that off stream because it's just A, faster, and B, I just cannot play shooters very well while I'm talking. I think like The exception was like Robobeat and also like bullets per minute. But if I would have played them off stream, I would have been like cleared them way fast as well. But like that's not bad because like the games are like enjoyable as is. But I think Battlefield, watching it is just fucking annoying, dude. It's like a competitive shooter online. I find watching shooters is like so boring sometimes, right? But yeah, like what they do with Battlefield right now is they release like skin after skin after skin, right? Because it makes money. And then like they don't give a fuck about the main game. Like I believe that they are like trying to get like make RedSec a thing. Because it is, oh, it's Battlefield but a battle royale. We need to have our own Warzone now. It's kind of sad, actually. And kind of pathetic, to be honest. Like, I'm not playing Battlefield to play Warzone. Like, absolutely not. Am I in the same playlist still? This is like very much like, yeah. Because this does not sound like Electro Swing at the moment. Just saying. I let the color dry a bit because now we are at the point where we use like kind of wet color, and when we use like wetter colors, they need to dry before I go with another layer. Except if I want to mix something on top of it, but at the moment I don't want to do that. But at the moment, like, gaming has been like kind of disappointing overall, I have to say, for the most part, newer gaming. Like, I was so disappointed with the Digimon DLC. Like, very disappointed. And like, usually I'm very easy to impress. That's like my thing. Like, I can be like a bit of a like sourpuss when it comes to like actually like stuff being shit, and I can like get myself into like rambling on about like how bad something can be. But like with like the entire thing with like Digimon's DLC, dude, 11 euros for like you pay literally euro for probably, like, let's say like this. We finished the DLC in like 1.5 hours if I would have like actually like just gone for the DLC and just did like my thing. If I would have played the English dub and didn't need to like read every line twice, it would have been like 1.5 hours easily. We were like done in like 150 or something like that. And Like, if we say 1.5 hours, with the 12 euros it costs, like, I'm sorry, but that's like 10 cents per minute of play, dude. There's like actually arcade machines that are like cheaper than this. And let's not pretend that the content was like so outstanding that was really good. Like, we one-shot everything, which is okay, but I'm like considering just playing all the DLCs once they're out instead of like doing DLC by DLC. Because like, then I have like at least like a stream worth of like Digimon content and can like do a run with the DLC included. But I have the feeling that the DLC will not give us like any content at all. That's like my thing. That the DLC like will give us not anything for the base game. Except for like 5 Digimon that... Wow. René, what's the sad news, dude? Hit me with that first. So I can laugh about the funny one harder. Because of Whiplash. Jesus Christ! After 340 years... Bro, we're so fucked, dude. If you make bread that good that it's like lasting for hundreds of years, then you know that it's no ordinary bread, dude. RIP F for Gaara's bread. So what's the good news then? What? So wait. You had a Lego order. And you got like alcohol for like Christmas by yourself, or was it a present by the company? Okay, so it was not a like Christmas present by the company, okay. And someone stole the alcohol? That is like dirty, dude. So, since we use that blue right now, this to make the base blue. Yeah, like imagine like this is like crazy actually. Dude, you don't steal a bro's stash, yeah? And if you order alcohol, dude, like was it at least like not too expensive? Like was it actually like on the cheaper side? Because then at least like it's like okay, haha, funny. But like if you, for example, I have a friend who loves whiskey. Like actually like he like drinks for like birthdays and stuff. He really enjoys to drink like one whiskey, right? Like open a bottle. Oh, it was Prince. Oh. But yeah, if you like, you know what I mean? Like if you get like something like pricey for like an event or something like that, I would be furious. But if it's like something, oh yeah, it was like €5, I would be like furious, but it would be also super funny to me because like it's, by the way, the rimming really went well on this model. It's like very clean rimming. I love rimming. Or like if you have to paint the edges, I really love edging, dude. You know. I also love like people who like, I also love to like draw henchmen, which is like why I'm like I like gooning, you know. But like it's like actually crazy that someone would open up the package. Like someone would need to pack this, either steal the alcohol or like after packaging open up the thing. I said what I said. I love edging. Bro, I don't even know how, like actually, honest to God, like, hand on my heart, I do not know how edging works. They got it off! Dude, so someone... Dude, you have to imagine the situation, right? They're in like the package center, right? Like, you're currently in Spain, right? If you're currently in Spain, then like fucking Jorge, the delivery guy, just like had your package while packing it in your while getting it like into the car, right, into the delivery car. They had like where he was like putting it in a van, had the package in its hand, and he had like the right level of alcoholism that Jorge said, brother, there's like alcohol in this. Let's rip that bitch open and fucking drink it. Imagine the situation. You're like, he's like sitting there having like a package in it, and like he has like such advanced alcoholism that he like by the feel of the box knows there's booze in there. That's the crazy thing, dude. That is nuts, dude. And then he like taped it with like the wrong band, and that makes it. This is like poetry. It rhymes. Yeah, but it's like, again, I feel sorry for you, but that is like actually fucking funny. I don't know if I talked about this. My showcase that I bought, right? That I have like in my living room now. It's like set up. Of course, there's like not much in there because I want to like finish models and set them up piece by piece. But what I want to say about that is, it's funny as fuck, dude. So the showcase has like first of all, it has like instead of glass, it has like that plastic glass, which is something I contacted the company that produced it about. I said, bro, you said it's normal glass. So they gave me like a discount, right? And after that, after I unpacked like everything, I saw that like one of the windows has like a slight crack, which is unacceptable, right? So I contacted the company, and now I'm in a war with the company because I say, okay, I want a new door, right? Because like the glass is inside the door, it's like glued together, so it's like pre-installed, so you cannot just get it out, right? And so I said, I want just a new door, like one door. I don't want more. I just want a singular door. And like the company said, yeah, you did that, like you did that probably because like our product is like delivered usually like in a high quality. So we have to assume like that it could have been yourself that did that. And I was like, dude, why would I do that? Like why would I do that? Why would I, like, realistically, right? Just like from a realism standpoint, why would I destroy a single door of like a fucking showcase because it just like doesn't make sense? Because the worst case scenario, I get a singular door. And I don't know if you knew this, but like, if you had like something like a cupboard or something like that, and it has two doors, one left and one right door, you cannot do anything with a third door. Like the third door does not make any sense. Like what would I do with a third door? Like put it up next to like the other two doors to show like, here are my doors. Look how many doors I have. All doors are open to me. It's like, it doesn't make a lick of sense, dude. Are all four gone or is only one gone? Bro, 100 euros stolen, dude, that would piss me so off. It's like crazy, but it's like still, it's funny, but like I would be pissed.
What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase.
I had that like at least it's summer. Yeah, it's like funny, right? It's like, dude, I ordered something and some drunkard like stole 2 of my crates. Like, I wonder what the expectation is there. So, for example, right? Just like as an example, if hypothetical, if you may, right? Yeah, we have that, of course, yeah. So, one thing that is like very important about all of this, right? Is like if you have like, say, you have this, you get to the higher ups, right? And say, okay, this was stolen. Like, obviously this was taped with something else. 2 of my 4 crates are stolen. And they investigate. What is the person who stole this, like, actually thinking about? Because, like, they have a tracking number, and usually, like, those, like, shipping companies are, like, smart because they employ, like, people who are on the lower spectrum of, like, earning money, right? So, what I'm on about is that when you have that and you steal that, they can track back who packed the package, and usually it's like, oh yeah, this guy did like all the stuff, and they can track you back. It's like not like you can get away with this if you are like at least it's a professional company usually. It's at least like the thing I know about like packaging and stuff like that, because like a friend of mine worked at some point at like a packaging company, and they told me like that because I was interested in like how do you stop that, and then like yeah they have like they can like track back or trace back who like packed that usually. I need to thin that down very much, dude. I need to glaze here. Get a bit of this in. Yeah, I need a brighter blue. The big glazer. We're getting like the highlights in, as you can see. Either way, I inspected, but yeah, again, like it's always like important, like with that shit, to like pick your battles. Like I like what I really enjoy about like some people in Germany. Like sometimes it gets a bit annoying with how Germans are, right? Like in general, like the idea of like I have a right, right? Like Germans like usually have like know their rights, and sometimes it's like very refreshing to have someone who's like, I'm not giving that up on that shit. Like I'm not someone who like who's not a pushover, so I'm not letting like someone else trample over me, right? It's like really refreshing. I really cherish that, like especially like in when I'm like with someone, and like that person's like, okay, I have like a will to fight, and I am like someone who's like willing to put up a fight if it's like worth fighting, right? I think like I like the maturity of like a person being able to like the Spaniards are trying to cosplay as the Polish. I really cherish that in a person when they have the maturity to know when the fight is worth it and when it's just not, right? Because there's like some people that are like absolutely like picking fights over every little shit, and I just find that so annoying. So like as an example, right? I think I told like the story yesterday that I was like in like a in like a fairy tale forest the other day, and like it's like a thing close by, not close by. It's like a half-hour drive or so. Like a fairy tale forest, and like you can go there, pay, and then you have like funny shit going on, right? You have like basically a forest that's like just like retelling fairy tales, and you can like listen to like audio versions of the original fairy tales. I find that very, very cool. And that is like a very cool thing. Very, very, like I was there as a child, and then I was there like a few weeks ago. No, a few days ago. And so like that like entire thing, right? We went through there. And then like after we went like through most of it, there was like a mother sitting on a bench with like their children and the dad. And like the mom of the family was like, you know what? I'm not letting this, like, I'm not letting them do this to me. And I'm like, oh, what's happening? Juicy drama, right? And then I'm like, okay, right? I'm listening in because that's like kind of fun. So they were like, she was like arguing that like they did a mistake because she had like, I think 50 euros, and like the average person, like a child, needs to pay 5 euros for entry, and like an adult needs 7.50 or something like that, or 8. No, it was 8 euros for adults. So it was like 2 adults, 2 kids, so it was like 26 euros. And she only had like, I think, out of the like 4 euros she should have had. It was like she had like 4 euros, but she had only 3. So she was like, okay, you know what? I'm going back and I'm getting that like I'm getting that euro. And it was like if you just walk through halfway, it's like a 5-minute walk, right? It's like so stupid because like dude, your children and your husband are sitting there for like 10 minutes just so you can like basically walk back and just like demand €1 that the cashier does not know about anymore. If it's like a thing where it's like, oh, they forgot €1 and you realize it like after paying and putting the money in, you're like, wait, sorry, you gave me just €1 and instead of 2. That's like absolutely fine. Like I did that when I was a cashier. I gave out the wrong coin on accident because it got into like the wrong thing into like the register. So I just gave out €2 coins, and then it was like a €1 coin or 50 cents or whatever. But like that must have been half an hour later. How is the cashier validating that? Because there was no like she had no like receipt or something like that. Like there were no receipts. Like we weren't even asked after a receipt. Like and like even then, like dude, I can go half an hour away and come back and claim anything. Like I cannot like react to that anymore. And like we're talking about like in the worst case €1, and for some families that's much. I get that. But come on, dude, is that worth like ruining your mood and like having your children and husband sit there bored in like the cold for like 10 minutes? I don't know if that's worth it, to be honest. Just like my 2 cents to that situation. No, it's not worth it in my opinion. It's like already 10 minutes past. Yeah. It's like just not worth the entire situation, I think. You ruin your own mood. You ruin someone else's mood, the cashiers, because like she has to put a fight up with someone who's like not understanding the logic of like con artists. And I know that like again, you yourself in that moment see yourself not as the villain. Nobody does. And you see yourself not as a con artist. But like someone is like everyone. There's like so many people abusing this trick to like get money from the cashier bag. So they have like a cheap entry or something like that. And the cashier, in the worst case, pays with like actually like a warning in the best case, right? Because like they gave out too much money again. Like what is the cashier supposed to do, right? And I'm on the like on the side of the cashier because like the cashier does like not do this on purpose. It does not bring them anything to give you less money back. You're not getting a bonus for like ripping people off. Like that does not happen. They're like there because they want to have that job and like sit there for like minimum wage, right? They're just happy that they are not like picking shit up from the street, right? Or have to work in like a supermarket or something like that. But yeah, that's like my sense to like that situation on the weekend. It's just so sad because like I think the kids were like, if imagine like, and that's why I say I find that so annoying. I imagine myself like as the husband there, and I'm like, I would rather be single than to have to deal with that shit every day. And power to every husband on the world and every wife on the world who has to deal with that on a daily basis and has the patience of a saint and can say, I love that other person, dude. I could not. Like, actually, that is like something like riling yourself up to be angry is something that I find is like the ultimate turnoff for me. I find that so... Like, not like the funny, like, oh, we are raging about a topic, right? Like, I mean, like some minor thing and you rile up that it ruins your day. bad like stuff, right? I had that once in my life, and I'm happy that I don't. I had that once during university, dude. That was like, oh. No, it was before university. Shortly before. I like a person in my life that was like getting angry and making herself angry over like the smallest thing. And there's like I don't know if you have like met a person like this. I find that very interesting, like as a like on a philosophical thing again. I know, again with philosophy. Oh, the philosophy student philosophing again. But what must like be your directive in your head? Where you're like saying, okay, like there's like people who are let's start with this. There's like people who are like very easy to get angry, right? Not like they freak out or anything, but like you can like like something minor can happen and it can ruin the day very easily. And then there's like these people, when they do that, they just like make themselves more angry. So for example, just like as an example, that person, again, I'm not of course like doxing anyone or calling out their names, but like it was like something bad happened during work, and then like that person got lost in a headspace where they actually like talked more and more about what that horrible thing was and the other person involved, that what the other person would think or say, that they would get more and more angry at that made up scenario. You know what I mean? Like it's like, say I'm making something up. So I have a fight at work with a coworker because we have some differing opinions on something, right? One little thing, nothing like major, not like oh I hate you forever, or like I'm not willing to work with you anymore, you bastard, or something like that. Just like something minor. Exactly, anger runs magic at work. But like then I am like making up a scenario in my head. Did the music just stop again? Oh dude. Yeah. Then I'm making up a scenario in my head what the other person probably thinks about me, and get angry at that scenario. For example, like we have a work difference, for example, how to solve a problem, and like both ways are right, but one is like maybe in your opinion the easier way, and the other one's opinion the other one's approach is better. So you get like into like a little like hissy fit about it, and then you say, okay, you do it your way, fuck you, right? I'm doing my own stuff. So you go apart with like that like tension, but in reality nothing happened, dude. You had like differing opinions on a small thing, and then I would go home and would like get angry at like what the other person could possibly say and how wrong they were and that they are talking shit behind my back. And then like that would make me more angry, and I get angry of that and ruin my day that way. I don't know. I had that person once in my life, and I never want to have that again. Bro, if I have that, dude, that would make me so pissed. Same with like people. Like I'm a very picky like dater, actually. Because I'm not ashamed to say that. I just don't like I don't want to be a guy. I saw so many people who got into relationships and marriages and stuff like that. Well, not marriages too much in my friend circles, well, now extended friend circles, because they are not like people I see every day. More like saw one more regular, right? But I saw more than enough couples of people that were like actually like they hated each other. Like it was very distinct that the personalities clashed, and like both people, if they would look into themselves and question the relationship and say, okay, if you know how much annoyed you are at the other person, would you, like, if you would meet today, would you date again, right? With the knowledge you have. And they would probably say no. And it's like, okay, right? If they have that mindset. But like, they stay in the relationship, right? They are like miserable beside each other. And I see that more and more, like in like the generation of like the boomers, like actually the boomers, like my parents' generation, right? Where like you see the neighbors of my parents. My parents are like they my parents, they love each other very much. Of course they have like sometimes a fight or something like that, like everyone does, right? That sometimes is part of this. But my parent, like, if I look at like the neighborhood my parents live in, at least like the old neighbors that like are like part of like the neighborhood still, some of them you never see them together, never. Like I'm not like even like saying, oh no, you're not seeing them running hand holding through the neighborhood. You like, the only times you see them together is when like they get like the groceries and like carry them in together, because they need two people to carry them in. At that point, I'm like, why are you even together? Because like I have to say, like these people, like they're like, of course, like the age of my parents, so like getting like closer to their 60s, right? And like their children are my age, so yeah, I'm always like thinking, why are they like still together? I don't understand. The kids are out of the house. They clearly don't love each other. Like, they have no interest. They go on vacation. Like, some of them are going on vacation by themselves without their partner. And like, what the fuck is happening? Right? And like, I don't want that in my life. I don't want like a loveless relationship that like only existed because you had a kid. Or like adopted or something like that. If I would like go with like a male partner. But like I always ask myself, like, what the fuck is happening, dude? Because like these people, I don't know why, they're just like miserable besides each other, right? And like when they don't appreciate anything. If they are together somewhere, like one of them just brings the mood down because like it just happens. Like there's so many people like that on the world, and so I'm like a very picky dater. I've become one. Because I said I don't want to be like wasting my time in a relationship I'm not like willing to commit to. Like I have to be honest. If you're like open with yourself and very, very open like during like an event or something like that, and if that's your goal, if you have the urges, you can have like, it's not hard to like find someone to have like a nice night with. It's not hard at all. Like, if like the approach of both people are like, oh yeah, I just want to get the itch out, sure. Like that's that. But I'm for the most part I'm like single by choice because I don't give a shit. Like if I want to go have like fun, I go out and have fun and find someone to have fun with. But like other than that, It's like nothing like I'm desperate to like get into a relationship. Nah, man. If I wanted to get into a relationship, I would have stuck with the relationships I had like years ago. I'd be miserable right now, maybe with a child. Hooray! Bad luck, alternate universe, Renee. That's your shitty thing. Because I'm pretty happy right now. Like I'm like, I know some people would say the more you talk about it, the less you are. But like, I'm very like comfortable where I am. I have like very loving friends. They have like children, and I get along with those children for the most part very well. My big brother has ensured the survival of our family tree, so I have no pressure there. If I would have like the carnal urges to keep the bloodline going. So yeah. So we have like slight accents there from like the dark red going into like brighter red. What really went well for the most part is the cape. The problem with blue on the cape is always you see the layering of the 3D print all of a sudden. Blue makes it always visible. I don't know why, but it looks like actually like a good cape now. Maybe better if I would give it away. It's like an actually good cape now. But yeah, like again, most people like I'm 100% honest. If the Gooner, like going back to like the Gooners, right? Because I'm always making fun of them because like it's kind of sad. Like most of the Gooners would have already gotten late if they just would have said, okay, I'm going to an event where people are who share my interests. Maybe to like party that has like your type of music, and just like go with the flow. Just be just be open and nice. And then like for the most part, like if you go on a like literally, if you go on a festival, and your goal is to like find someone, you find someone. Like festivals are so full of people, and most of them are they're like, oh yeah, if something happens, they're like very open about this. It's like very weird. Like it doesn't matter if music, like a Renaissance fair or something like that. Like there's like so many people. Like I went like to a Renaissance fair alone, and literally met like someone new there because we were like at an indie medieval band, right? I mean, in theory, you're right, Ikasero, with be the guy who ducks behind the hay balls at the Ren Fair. But like, I'm like 100% honest. Like, you go to like a Ren Fair or like to a festival, where you're like, okay, there's like some indie band playing. You just drink like whatever beverage you like. You just go there and just like enjoy dancing, and someone will find like the courage to dance with you. And if they're nice, because those people, most of them, are like as anxious as like most other people are. You just talk to them and like show interest, and like usually that is reciprocal, right? And then you're like, oh yeah, sure, let's meet up, or like let's go to my place, right? Or like some of them are even like sleeping there. Then you're like saying, hey, let's go to your tent, lol. But like I've never done that. I find that very, very disgusting because there's like so many people running around, and I don't want to hear like people like having sex. But like the main thing is like, if I wanted this as my life, I would do so, and I just choose not to because I'm like, I also don't want to like split my time even more up. I'm 100% honest about that. Like it would be so annoying for me, like at the moment, to like have the upkeep of like a girl or boyfriend, because I have like so much other shit to do. But maybe that will change priority wise. They would make like stuff like going like to like Sunday brunch or lunch to my brother or like to my parents would make that much easier. Again, like on last Sunday we were literally like going to like that like fairy tale forest with like the family, which was fun. We drank there something and stuff like that. That would like be nicer if you have like someone with you, right? Because like you can bounce back on them while the other couples do their stuff. Well, my parents are like very open, right? In that regard, like I have to say something about my parents. My parents are like, I think, like dream like in-laws, like literally. My dad is like literally interested in like everything my brother's wife and my sister-in-law, that's the thing. My sister-in-law does, and my brother's girlfriend, my other brother's girlfriend and stuff like that. Like he's like very interested. My mom also, like very, very much. Like they're like very good in-laws. So like if I would bring someone home, they would be like very happy and to get to know them, right? But their femcells are also very, very horrible, dude. Incels and femcells both. In general, like is celibate is like very, very annoying. When I heard the word from like a femcel that like a guy has cum gutters, I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? And then I realized the six-pack is like that. But yeah, that's enough about sex. It's like long story short, if you want to, you could. But I think for most people, it's like the comfort zone thing, right? But anyways, let's switch topics. So again, after today, plan no stream for the rest of the week. I'm saying that again before, like, it's like, oh, where were you the entire week? No streams for the rest of the week. Main reason, because I want to work on the VTuber model. Again, Rene 2.0 is happening. And to make that happen, I need time. Bakugan roll, Bakugan stand, okay? Bro, I've never watched Bakugan. That is like one of the things that I dodged. I'm like in the perfect space between Beyblade and Bakugan. But yeah. I think every reboot of the last 5 years is ass. Like, I think there's barely a good reboot in the last 5 years. But maybe you could prove me wrong. Because I'm like 100% sure that like I would like struggle to find anything that was reboot worthy in the last few years. For example, like in all honesty, like there's like some stuff that would be cool if it was like somewhat rebooted, maybe soft rebooted, where like we just get the series back, right? That would be something. What I'm talking about, by the way, is like stuff like actually like Gargoyles and shit like that, like very old Disney series. They were like, I miss the Disney that also tried to do like some more serious shit and failed because the audience was like on the verge of being toddlers, and now they're like serious shit. It's like only Marvel. Sadly. Yeah, I was hyped for the Transformer reboot. The thing is, I'm the only like thing I would reboot would be like very old stuff. I think that, and Bionicle is something I would reboot. Maybe like hard reboot Bionicle. Zorro, yeah, Zorro, dude. I would love, like, I don't know who owns the rights to Zorro, actually. Because I would be like really like a good Zorro like dark fantasy thing would be very cool, I think. Like a vigilante thing. That would be like actually like really cool. So the Shadow. I don't know what the Shadow is. Actually. Is it like fantasy but like anti-hero vigilante thing? Hulk Pro to Batman, dude, yeah. Like I really enjoy the idea of like that, actually. Again, I do not dislike the idea of like doing something very cool with like older storylines or older stories. But I think Lies of P just made me like more open to it, to be honest. Not just saying that like, oh, I wouldn't have like watched this, but like, to be honest, at the start, the idea of like basically being Pinocchio, right, and doing like fantasy bullshit is like a really weird like concept, but like I've grown very much attached to it. I like the idea very much. Which is why I want to see the Dorothy game next. Bro, I don't know what's happening to my brush, but it's like spreading all of a sudden. Yeah, I like the idea of like reinventing a bit like the old stories and reinterpreting them. Like that, like, for example, like the entire puppet apocalypse, instead of like there was one puppet. With like Industrial Revolution like mixed in, and then like no, it's not like one puppet that is like very important, but like puppets were mass produced. I like the idea of that. And then like the puppets basically like revolting after they got like consciousness. I like the idea of that. And Geppetto being like actually like a dick. I find it so ridiculous, by the way, even if they use the pig farm as next. I mean, I hope that they use if they use like Dorothy actually, and they do much with like the heel clicking and stuff like that as like the mechanics, right? That Dorothy, for example, is like some like kind of fucked up like actually like Dorothy being like from another dimension would be crazy. Like how it is in her story, right? It's not like she lives on like Kansas and goes to Fantasyland. It's like no. Dorothy can like jump worlds. That would be very interesting, right? Like some fucking Eldritch Abomination. That would be like cool. I would love that. Like actually like Dorothy comes from like fucking like Cthulhu land or something like that. Or she can go to Kran, which is like slightly less horrible, but still horrible nonetheless. I mean, yeah, Dorothy, they're passing through Kamen Rider. I mean, yeah, that's basically that, right? I would love this. I would enjoy Dorothy being like a bit more like definitely different than like P, of course, right? Yeah, exactly. But maybe she's like just there to visit, right? Like Dorothy has like... So, how I could imagine this, right? Because P had like not really spellcasting, right? What if like to contrast like P's gameplay? She is like actually like a spellcaster in that regard, where like she gains power. Just like to contrast it with P, because like many ideas of P were great. Instead of humanity, you get like instead like for example homebound or like homesickness or something like that, where like one of the most important things is her clicking her heels and going back home, right? So that she can basically go to her home plane and go back to Krat, but she needs to do something in Krat that she can only do in Krat, or like she needs to go home to like replenish like powers. That would like be very interesting. Basically like Hunter Stream like in Bloodborne, where you can only level up if you're like going to the Hunter Stream. I find that as a concept, would find that very cool. Yeah, that is like Yellow Brick Road and 3 Piglets. So, I think that is like also something that like the problem is you cannot dish out like 5 like fairy tales at once in every like thing, right? For example, we had like Pinocchio mixed with well, of course, like alchemy and stuff like that. But like you had like Pinocchio mixed with oh fuck, what were the Black Rabbit Gang a reference to? I know that they happen like in Pinocchio as well, but like stuff like that. Tin Man, right? Yeah, so they gave him like mixed with the Tin Man and stuff like that. You had like Arlecchino as like the master of riddles and stuff like that. So you had like a few stuff, like a few things from like fairy tales and like stories. You had them like already in there. But you cannot overdo it, right? If you have like one universe, you cannot like make 10 things happen. And then like when you do 10 things happen, you lose them for the next game, because you don't have like 10 times Arlecchino. You can do that, but it would be very boring. It's like with the Patches joke in Dark Souls. Where like Patch shows up, but he's like so insignificant, he doesn't matter, right? Were the Bremer Stadtmusikanten, were the Brotherhood based on them? Right, they were, right? No. The Hunters were based on the Bremer Stadtmusikanten, right? We had the donkey. We killed the donkey, we killed the dog. We have the cat. But we never had the chicken, right? Did we have a chicken hunter? We never did, right? Because we had like all the other Bremer Stadtmusikanten. We had the dog, we had the donkey. That is also true, yeah. If the fox was a chicken, then we would have had like the Bremer Stadtmusikanten. That would have been crazy. Like if that would have been the case, and we had the Bremer Stadtmusikanten, I would have like lost my shit right now. But no. I have a feeling one of the bosses that will like happen if we keep to like Krat as like a location where like those fairy tale beings live and like interact, that next game there will be Rumpelstiltskin. And only because I saw Rumpelstiltskin in the forest and it was like the funniest figurine ever. I want to know what Rumpelstiltskin says in English. Wait a second.
Here, in a greatly simplified form, we have the four elements needed in every timepiece. A source of energy or power, a means of transmitting power,
Is it literally one-to-one translated? Quickly, just looking.
way to control the power.
Oh, no. Okay, that is like cool that they actually got it. So in German it's like, of course, like, ach wie gut, dass niemand weiß, dass ich Rumpelstilzchen heiß, right? And then in English it's like, for little knows my royal dame that Rumpelstiltskin is my name. I like that. I like the rhyming, dude. It's like so stupid. Rumpelstiltskin. Sounds like a character that would show up in like Smash Brothers. Rumpelstiltskin. I cannot talk too much about fairy tales on stream because like the more I talk about fairy tales, my players on my Saturday campaign know which like characters I'm using basically. Because on my Saturday's campaign's theme is like, what if like actually it's before I played P, like long before I played P, my Saturday campaign was like for like 2.5 years nearly, was like set to be what if like fae creatures and like fairy tale creatures were gone from the world for one reason and they are coming back, and then like we see like the outcome of like how they would actually like behave in like a fantasy world. So not just like putting in like a witch and saying it's a witch, but like we had like the first boss of our campaign was basically what if Hansel and Gretel's if the witch won, and like she is like actually devouring children for her like meals. So she would like actually like abduct children and eat them and like cook them and stuff like that. So like I'm like actually using like stories like that. So for the campaign, so my antagonists are based on like fairy tale monsters. For example, I have like one that is like based on what if like I don't know if you know the story like how Cinderella actually not Cinderella yeah, no, Cinderella like actually happened. Was it Cinderella? Wait a second. No, it's not Cinderella. Sorry, Rapunzel. Sorry. So at the moment we have like Super and Peter. So what I wanted to say was like I had like Rapunzel, I have like Rapunzel switch showing up, or like the mother that like kept her in the tower. And so like the actual fairy tale is like, oh yeah, like the prince gets like banished into like the like blinded and needs to find the way back to save her and stuff like that. It's like a bit fucked up. And so I was like, oh yeah, what if we like fuck that up even more and like he never finds back. He just dies. And like Rapunzel dies in the tower. Because that was like the consequence of that story actually, if that happened. Rapunzel would have just like starved to death in the tower. And I was like, oh, how about we make that a thing, right? Just like show like how actually bad, because I find that like always horrifying, like with like fairy tales and stories. What if the villains won? I find that always interesting, right? That is what happened in OG German fairy tale, René. Yeah, I know. The prince died in the rose bed, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not 100% exact that, but yeah. It's like, okay, what happens if like that creature like got more and more power, right? And like basically is now like a being that like lives off the fallen hopes of like its victims. Like I find that very, very, very interesting, like as like a concept, because you can have like very interesting villains that way. And show how fucking scary Fae are in fantasy settings. If you like actually show them, like, it's not like saying, oh no, here horror scenario, right? But like if you go a bit like more interesting and say, okay, imply what happened. Again, I don't like horror, but I know how horror works, right? Like the implied is like way more effective than like just showing, oh no, that person starved. But like fucking with someone's head and saying like, what if that person horribly starved to death? Because, well, the prince never found her and she just died and couldn't free herself, right, from the tower. I find that like entertaining. Makes the heroes also feel a bit more heroic when they like get revenge on someone unknown, but like put a monster out of the world, right? I'm like a bit done in that regard with my I don't want to pull punches anymore with my villains. I think villains should be either horrible or like sympathetic, and I feel like my players are not driving with sympathetic, so I love to make horrible villains. It's funnier fighting like you want to fight a Skeletor once in a while, right? But like it's like also like you want to have like someone who's like actually a threat and like a fucking scary person that should be put down. At least in a setting where like killing someone is first of all legal in some regard, and second of all the option you should pick sometimes. We have some in Spanish folk folklore that invades your mind slowly and destroys painfully your mind. Dude, like I love also like stories where for example, that's like what I love about going back to Warhammer quickly, about Warhammer demons, right? If you let a demon in, they give you like power and you work with them, but they slowly hijack you without you realizing, and basically your body and your mind thinks you're you, but you're actually the demon has hijacked you, right? So basically like the subtlety of like you being gone, but you basically thinking you are you still, right? So for example, like it's like a very weird concept because it's very surreal. Who would have thunk, right? But what I like about this is like that your so for example, or what I mean with this is like you're like, yeah, that is like the cool thing. Like I like that, but I like it when it's subtle. Like I don't want to like have you like be, oh no. I find it more eerie when you're like transformed, and basically the transformation is so subtle that your body doesn't realize you're not you anymore, and you don't realize you're not you anymore.
You guys want to hear something? That depends on what it is. This is a good key.
Because like usually it's like, oh no, your soul dies, and once it's too late, the demon takes over and you go painfully, and you're like, no, I do not want this, right? But like, what if like it's like, oh no, this is my next stage, and your next stage of your evolution, or like your codependence, is you basically giving up control, but you do not realize it. I like that. I like the horror that you do not know that it happened. Because for the self, you're acting like normally, right? You're like, oh yeah, it's what I would do, but in reality, it's not, and I like that. Feeling the unknown, right? But it's like, exactly, it's like so surreal, because could you imagine you go to the store and you would just buy something that like 5 years ago you would not have bought, but like you're like, oh, my tastes have developed, right? That's what you think, but in reality it's someone else hijacking your body and you do not know it, like parasitically basically, but like so unknown that you think it's normal. I really like the concept of that. We have done a lot of coloring today, actually. I didn't think about this. I need to redo like 1 or 2 parts, but this already looks way better than like before. Who would have thunk, right? Demon puberty. Yeah, basically, right? It's pretty much demon puberty. Like, I mean, you meant that as a joke, but like, I'm actually thinking about this. Like, I like the surreal in that regard. I really like that. I dig that so hard when it's like so subtle. I love that. You know what's for me is like the worst horror, actually. I don't know if I ever said that, but like absolute repetition is for me like one of the worst things that ever could happen to me. So with that, I mean, imagine, just imagine, right? In your little heads, Groundhog Day would be is for me. It's a horror movie, dude. I cannot like. I watched it once. I've never watched it again. I am not very good at rewatching. Sometimes I do that as like background noise. So I have rewatched a series or two. I think the only series I never want to rewatch is BoJack Horseman, because I think the majority of the stuff that lands, like how it hits, only works once. Other than that, you know everything that's coming, and I think that that knocks like the fun out of it a bit. But what I want to say is the entire idea of like repeating stuff is horrible to me. That's why I cannot play like Slay the Princess, for example, right? It's like a very good game. I watched Mandy Badass Hero play it, but only because he like cut it in a way that he did not repeat stuff over and over and over again. If I would have seen that happen over and over and over and over again, dude, I would have been like, no, I could not do this. No, actually, you cannot. Like, I do not enjoy Groundhog Day. I do not enjoy. I don't know if that is like some psychological thing for me, because like when I was younger, so trauma dumping right now. When I was younger, right, my mom used to play a lot of Nintendo 64, a lot. Like, it was like a pastime activity when like we were in the kindergarten or something like that, and she was bored. She would like play a Nintendo 64. Which is why my mom and I, we just like laugh sometimes to play like collectathons together. Not anymore that much since I moved out, but like when I was like still living with my parents. When I had a week off or something like that, we would like spend a week like playing, for example, Mario Odyssey without looking anything up. Really hard, but like very fun if you do it with like two people and just like shit talk. And my mom in that regard is like very, very, very cool with games. She loves like collectathons and like platformers, so she loves like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, she loves like Banjo-Kazooie, Yoshi's Story, like stuff like that, right? Like platformers, like where she has like a collecting goal, and she can just like go and just live that out. So yeah, she had like we played a lot of Mario 64, for example, together, and of course like stuff like Mario Party and stuff like that. She's like also very like much into that. So long story short, when we were like home and I was like doing my homework, right, and I was like in my room, the Nintendo 64 was there. So she would like do this thing where when she was like chilling in the room and playing like the console, and my brothers came home, she would make, because my mom is a housewife, she's like she has learned a job, but like my dad was like the sole earner in the household with like 3 children. So when like someone came home, she would like just leave the console on, and if it's for example for Mario Kart 64, this is an example. Usually it would be on the title screen. And if you know anything, it's like, oh my god, I get goosebumps from this. Oh, I hate this so much. When she like left it on the title screen, oh, this is so disgusting to me. Anyways, it was going like it's like this, like, welcome to Mario Kart, right? Then like the jingle happens. Like that, like 1.5 minute like music, and it's really good. The music is really good, but the problem is, it would end. Then it shows like a demo, right? After a while, and then like after it shows like the entire demo, which is like nearly half a race. Oh, dude, I get like stomach itching, dude. It's like that's how much I hate that. it would go back to the title screen and start again. So it would go back to like, welcome to Mario Kart, then the music starts again. And then after it starts again, it just goes on to the next demo, or the same demo that was random, and then it goes back to welcome to Mario Kart and starts again. Dude, that, oh my god, that makes me so crazy. This happened in like all Nintendo 64 games, basically as a screensaver. And it's like, oh my god, she would leave that on for like half an hour. So I needed to turn off the volume or turn off the TV. So I just cannot like see it anymore. Like that's how intense that is with me. I just cannot do that. Like Groundhog Day, like something that repeats over and over and over again. I cannot do that. That's like torture to me. I'm also not the guy to like have like there was like when The Hobbit came out a 24-hour like I think a weekend where like all the Lord of the Rings films would play twice, and I couldn't like turn on the TV channel that had like that running after the first time because like I know what happens, so I just cannot do that. Don't ask me why I'm like so mentally damaged in that regard, but like that's like a thing. I don't have a problem with like grinding in MMOs, for example. Like repetitive tasks I can do flawlessly, but like if it's a video that plays over and over and over again, I cannot, for example, do like I cannot do like while I do something, like very important. While I do something, I'd usually like when I'm like not like say like spend 100% of my attention on the noise. I can live with like the same song over and over and over again. I could like listen to Nyan Cat for 10 hours or Epic Sex Guy for 10 hours. If I would just watch the video, I would go nuts, dude. Like during my Pathfinder sessions, I have like combat loops running, and they're like maybe like 2 minutes long. And because I'm like so in like the combat, because I need to like I'm trying to like get like to see most of it, or like to see like or to get like a good overview. It's like this. Because I need to get like that overview and stuff like that. I don't care for the music, right? But like I don't care for that, like the music loop in theory. But yeah. If I would actually listen to it, I would go nuts. For example, like with my bullets per minute, a level has a track, but the tracks you're like maybe say like this. You're like maybe what 15 minutes in like that level. It's like a 4-minute track, so maybe you listen to it like 3 to 4 times, and you have like stops in the track because you go to bosses and rooms with like different music, or with like remixes of that track. So like it's not that bad in theory. But I'm also concentrating on something else. But if it would be like only the music, I would go nuts. I hate that. Like literally, that's like some way you can like throw me. Like I think that would be like actually, if we had like point rewards and stuff like that, if I could get bits on Twitch, that would be like a point reward to have like a jingle running for like 2 minutes, like a 5-second jingle or something like that. You would drive me insane with that. So let's get the beard done. Okay. So as you can see, this character gets more and more like texture and color. I like that he's like a bit more like old manny now. We're working on the skin color now a little bit. I think like we are not getting that model done today, but I don't know if I will do it off stream or if we do it like next week when I do another creative week. But next week I wanted to build a printer, so we would see. At least start building a printer. I'm not there over the Christmas days. I will repeat that. I am willing to do like propose a bit on the Discord. Again, the Discord you can find over at with like exclamation mark Discord. You can see the Discord link. I will show it again, and I will post it for you to because I think, if I'm not mistaken. You can join the Discord here, and it would like where I post my schedule for like the week if nothing changes. Again, last week was like an exception for like a month of streaming. Sometimes like a week like that happens, but yeah, I try to make that up. Same with like this Monday. We had like a rough week in general. But yeah, like what I wanted to say with like Mario is like, yeah, I like that shit scarred me. I also have like that is like one of like my little like trauma things. There's like some things that I have like huge problems with, where I'm like, yeah, I could trace that back to why that problem exists in my head. Like there's like some things where it's like actually like, oh yeah, I know why I have that problem, but nothing like too crazy. For example, everyone knows that I have like my trouble talking with like my friends' parents. I have like a general problem with like talking to parents. But only of like friends, not like I know, of my apprentices or something like that. I have like a parent of my apprentice is my colleague, so I don't have problems there, but I think this is nearly perfect. It's like this grayish blue. Maybe I'm putting like 1 drop blue in. See if I get to like that like very like pale blue. Yeah.
This old switchboard could talk. Wow. Your ears would sizzle. 1880. We take Alexander Graham Bell's invention for granted today. Perhaps we should. But isn't it incredible that millions and millions of people can talk simultaneously to practically any spot on Earth?
What else is there to talk about? I am like, there's like so many topics. Some of them I cannot talk on stream, but like some are not made for stream. They said like this.
In the beginning, back in the old days, the telephone was something of an oddity, to say the least. You'd pick up this receiver to see that the line was clear. Then you'd hang up, ring with this crank. Pick it up again, and tell the operator what number you wanted.
Kekse, dude, cookies. Actually like cookies. I was thinking about doing Christmas cookies this year, right? I decided a bit against it, because I was like, nah, it's a bit like, first of all, too late. And second of all, am I like one of the people, like, I do not like most Christmas cookies. Not because like they're shit, like some people enjoy them very much, but I find some of them very dry. There's like especially like German cookies, they tend to be somewhat dry in some regards. But yeah, I also like I have like preferred cookies. I usually like cookies with like cream filling. Like I really enjoy them. And you know what I really enjoy? I don't know why. I'm like usually a person who likes a good crunch, right? I like crunchy, crispy shit. Usually. And I do like very much like soft baked cookies for whatever reason.
Invented the telegraph, a way to send code messages over an electric wire. The code was made by using different clicks for each letter of the alphabet. First message sent over 40 miles of wire was, "What has God wrought?" The telegraph was, and still is, wonderful.
Well, yeah, sorry for talking a bit less. I was like looking at the model like that. I just get the color right. I need to get like this like bleached skin that has like a little bit of like color in it, like a little bit of purple or blue. And we need to do the same now with the fingers. So the fingers are always like a big problem for me because the 3D prints don't have like the biggest detail on the fingers. But yeah, sorry for not being too talkative right now. Give me just 1 second. So, while I'm like streaming and like talking, right? I have like a predicament I'm in right now. So, if you will. So at the moment, I have like this problem. I think I talked about it like a few streams ago, where I'm like, I have the problem that I have like this Widow's Peak, a very, very high Widow's Peak. You may have noticed that like nearly 80% of my head is forehead. I have, as like some would say, I have advanced Widow's Peak. This is stored in the balls. That is not true. What? That's flat out false. But yeah, so I have like this problem with my Widow's Peak, and at the moment it like stagnated a bit, and I'm like thinking if I because I said okay, I have like that weird thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to get like the hair transplant thing done because I find it weird. It looks always so fake for the most part, so I'm not doing that. But like I'm considering that if my Widow's Peak goes a bit further, and like the last struggles of hair in front of my like on the top of my head disappear, then I will go actually shave my head, because like I don't know what to do with my hair otherwise, right? I like my hair, I love my hair, but like I'm not doing like the 40-year-old hair in like my mid-30s. I'd rather go bald then. But yeah, other than that, look at this old man here. He's like really, like, we've gotten it quite far. He's of course not nearly done, but there's like a few things I haven't done. Like, for example, the gun is not done. The braces are not done fully. But I will end stream in 10 minutes, so yeah. The boots are by far not done. There's like much to do still. The gold accents are not done. But I've done most of the part with the reds, which is great. I need to just be careful with like stuff like this here. The sash. But yeah. You know what I will do, however? I will crack open the silver again. And we will do something. 1 sec. Whoop. Sitting upright. Way too much color. So remember how I said like this part here is silver. Yeah, it's that. I love metallic color so much. You're like 60% bald. Brother. You know how like musicians have that thing that is called tact? Yeah, I see a lack of that. Gara, are you perhaps Dutch? Because you were quite direct with that one. So yeah, but like I'm like actually considering like shaving my head then. Because once that's gone, I will live with it and just say, okay, I'm losing my hair. It's part of my life. It's nothing to be ashamed about, by the way. But yeah, I've done that. I've like tried to do the middle here, but that didn't work out really. I think the wisest thing I could do right now is call it. Because otherwise I'm like doing stuff just to do stuff. 2.5 hours is fine on the model. Again, we're calling it for today, I would say. And for this week, maybe, big maybe, Sunday morning. Big maybe. I don't know. Probably not, because I have like 2 sessions. And then like Sunday morning I have something, I have nothing to do, but then like Sunday, like midday to like very late afternoon I have something to do. And I will not do an evening stream on Sunday, I don't wanna. So yeah, because I will be back at like 8:30 probably. So yeah, no way. So the most likely stream day is like Sunday morning, but I wouldn't bet on it. I need to work on my VTuber model. So I would stop for today. Again, maybe I will like work on the model while I'm offline or next week. But yeah, like we're working at least on the model. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will head off now. I will clean up and go to bed. So thank you for watching. See you around, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and see you in the worst case next week. Do a backflip. If I would do a backflip, I would break my neck. So let's do one, okay? 3, 2, 1.